Well, first of all, we're happy that the president is beginning to address the problems at the border that have resulted in the separation of families and extraordinary trauma to children. These actions begin the process of doing that. They don't shut down any actual programs immediately. And even today, ICE is continuing to deport people from the United States and continuing to separate families. We would have been happier if the president had actually stopped ICE from doing that now. But looking forward over the course of the next 4 months, they will go about the process of reversing and eliminating every single one of the Trump policies that barred asylum, that stopped families from remaining together, and that disallowed people to seek the protection of the United States. A bigger problem with today is that the president did not stop the bans that have been in place, stopping legal immigration to the United States. Those bans remain firmly in place and are, at this point, just as problematic as the separation of families and children.
Are you optimistic that he could reverse that? And I also want to point out that a short time ago when he signed these newest executive orders, he said that he is not making new laws, he's undoing bad policy. So I want to get your thoughts on the criticism that more immigration laws need to be passed, according to some, and not by executive order.
Well, the reality is the president has the authority to change policy on how immigration law is enacted and how it's carried out. The Trump administration ruled by executive decree for 4 years, making over 450 executive decisions to change immigration laws without consenting Congress. So at the end of the day, President Biden has every authority to do that based upon President Trump's actions. That said, our immigration system itself is far too complicated and far too difficult and far too rooted in the 20th century. So Congress should step forward and change a lot of the ways that legal immigration works in the United States. But until Congress gets its act together, the president clearly has authority to interpret policy as he pleases.
There was a delay, but we now know that Alejandro Mayorkas is now confirmed as the U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security. What will that mean in terms of moving Biden's immigration agenda along? And I want to get your thoughts on that confirmation. Came days in the making.
Well, all you have to do is look at who opposed Secretary Mayorkas' confirmation. They were a who's who gallery of nativists and anti-immigrants. We knew that was going to happen. It's really a shame considering how he had been voted overwhelmingly into his previously confirmed positions. At the end of the day, it's clear that the president was waiting for Secretary Mayorkas to lead the way on a lot of Homeland Security as well as immigration issues. But a lot of what the president can do can be done without Secretary Mayorkas, including getting rid of the current travel bans that are in place.